Okay, we'll start today's session. In previous class also we discussed about mental fixity. Mental fixity means predisposition of mind to familiar methods of attacking a problem. This is also known as mental rut. That means we are not able to think beyond a few solutions. Okay, that is the mental fixity. It is of various reasons. Our mind finds itself unable to break away from the set of known commonplace ideas where a radically new approach is needed. We discussed about mental fixity by considering the example of coin. Okay, so if you consider, if you are in mental fixity, you think coin is used just for buying products which cost 1 rupees. Okay, if you think out of the box or in a out of the conventional way, then you are able to identify few more applications of this coin. That means you can make use of this coin to draw a circle, then you can make use of this coin as a paper weight. Okay, and even you can make use of this coin to do a telephone call, okay, or to get drinking water, or to first you are playing. So like that for any product, and even you can use this as a screwdriver. Okay, so these are the applications of a coin. So like that, if your mind is not fixed to few applications, okay, you are able to find a number of ways to make use of this coin. Okay. Next, consider another problem or other okay, requirement where you have to automate the process of serving food in hotels. Okay, so now instead of hiring people, okay, so manual labors, so you have to automate the process of serving food to consumers in a hotel. Okay, so now what are the possible ways in which you can replace servers? So that means human labors by a system. What are the possible ways? Okay, either you can type your answer or you can so you use your mic. Okay, how you can automate? Okay, so by using robots, with the help of robots, using conveyor belt system. Okay. Then any other possible ways? Okay, already I think using drones. Okay, again, it might be difficult to navigate drone inside a, if it's a rooftop hotel, then you can use drones. Okay, the problem is if it is inside the building, okay, then it is difficult to navigate drones. Okay, it may result in other consequences. Usually, we can find these two types of solutions already available. Okay, buffet system. Okay, so that is this is very easy way. Okay, so to reduce manual labor buffet system. Okay, where you don't require any automated system or you don't even need human labor. But the problem is, if consumer expect service from the hotel, then you cannot go for this buffet system. Okay. So we know the use of robots. You may have seen the robots in Japan, okay, or China serving food in hotels. Okay, and another way is using conveyor system. It may not be belt system. You can make use of other mechanical problem with robot. Okay, so it may looks simple, but it is very difficult. Instead of designing a robot to serve food in hotel and navigating the robot and the cost involved in the overall process, it is it is better to okay, hire a human labor instead of robot. Okay, it involves a huge cost, and also there are navigation problems. Okay, and again, this is one thing. So robot, okay, so to cater food in hotels. So you can attract consumers. There are benefits also. Okay, so you can attract some of the customers, even children. They get attracted towards these humanoid robots. Okay, so another system is you can have AGVs, okay, automated guided vehicles, which move in a fixed path, okay, and you can make use of the sensors, and with the help of that, this AGV can stop at the table where consumers can take the food in the plates. Okay, so like that you can make use of other systems compared to robots. Okay, this is the simple one, and it is more. It is more reliable than robots. Okay, so and the efficiency of this type of systems is better compared to humanoid robots when it is about navigation, okay, and reliability, and even cost involved may be less compared to the robots. Okay, so this is the better system compared to robots. Okay, but usually when it comes to replacing a human labor who is serving food in hotel, usually we think about robot. The reason is we know how food will be served by a human labor, so we try to imitate the same thing. Instead of human, we want to replace him with a robot which is humanoid, which is similar to human being, okay, and which is having legs and hands. Okay, and again, see, in a similar way the robot is going to serve. We think that means we try to imitate the existing system instead of thinking in a new way. Okay, so but that is the problem. Whenever you go for automating a manual system, okay, you need to follow a lot of things. There are some merits and demerits associated with human beings. Okay, and even there are merits and demerits associated with technology or any equipment or machines or devices. Okay, by considering the merits and demerits of the technology, available technology, you should go for automation. Okay, you should not go for imitating the existing system. Okay, this thing you should remember while designing automated processes to replace the manual ones. Do not try to perpetuate. That means continue the old methods. Perpetuate is nothing but continuing the old methods. Okay, so in the example of this serving food in hotel, continuing the old method is nothing but using robots instead of using human labor. Okay, that is the continuation of old method. But if you okay, so that will be better compared to going for robots. Okay. Next, I think some of you are studying industrial automation. Okay, in industrial automation, you have studied about a principle, USA principle. Okay, what is the full form of USA principle? What does that say? Okay, when you go for automating an existing manual system, so you are making use of USA principle. Okay, what does that say? Hmm? USA. Okay, understand, then simplify, and then automate. Okay, so that means when you go for automation, you should not go for replicating the manual tasks performed in the same way using automated systems. That is not the better way. Instead of that, what you have to do before going for automation, you have to try to understand the existing system, and you have to try to simplify it as much as possible. Okay, then only you should go for automating it. Okay, so that is the proper way. Otherwise you will end up with mental fixity that will result in that will restrict the possible solutions for a design problem. Okay, next. You can consider another problem. Minus 10%. Okay, compared to other Asian countries, okay, we are in a worst condition. Okay, and even Bangladesh and other countries are performing well than India. Okay, now if you want to come up with solutions, okay, so that our growth will be improved in coming days. Okay, what are the possible ways in which you can overcome this? Okay, so what is the reason for this kind of a problem? Okay, so in order to find solution, first step is you have to understand the problem. Okay, why we are underperforming in terms of economy, why we are not performing well? What are the reasons? Kenjong?
Yes, sir.
What are the reasons why we are not performing well? Why our economic system is not in a good state?
Sir, I think because of import and export.
Because of import and export problem.
Okay. Business in other places.
Okay. Then others. Shashank KS. Shashidhar KR.
Yes, sir.
Now, what are the reasons for the economic problem in India? How we can overcome the problem?
Sir, by manufacturing in India only.
By making India, we can overcome it. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Krishna Vaidya.
Implementing good policies.
With good policies. Okay. Gurudev.
Sir, not understanding basic problems, sir. Basic root problems.
Okay, not understanding the basic problem. Okay, so now if you open your eyes to the reality, you can understand our policymakers are in mental fixity. Okay, now our policymakers are in mental fixity. That is the problem. Okay, so in order to solve any problem, first you should recognize that there is a problem. Okay, when our policymakers accept that there is problem, then we can have a hope that now we are in a first step towards solving it. If they are not ready to accept that there is a problem, then how we can have a hope that they are ready to find solutions? Okay, first step is they must accept the existing problem. Then they have to find out the ways which can be solved. Economists. Okay, India has very good economists. Even for the previous year. Okay, so Indian got Nobel Prize in the field of economics. Okay, we have very good economists. Okay, who are in very good positions in the world. Okay, so our policy makers should consult them should think about the ways in which we can come out of this existing crisis. Okay, otherwise it will affect all of us. If the government continue to be in the mental rut, or if the policymakers continue to be in mental rut, we are going to suffer a lot. Okay, you don't get jobs, market will not perform well. Okay, so there are many consequences. Again, it is also a problem related to mental rut and mental fixity. Later, I will share these links. Okay, so one thing is, so even now, okay, world is looking at Bangladesh. Bangladesh is performing better in many ways. Okay, what are the reasons that you can see by using this link? Another thing is, if you want to understand what are the problems with our economic system, why India is not performing well, and what are the possible ways in which we can overcome this solution. Okay, for this you can watch interview of Kaushik Basu. He was the former chief economist at World Bank. Okay, so and now he is a professor. Is teaching economics in one of the for foreign university. Okay, so I will share these two links. You can watch if you are interested, and you can understand the current crisis. Okay, next checklist for an engineering design problem. Whenever you get a design problem, you can go through this checklist. Okay, so before thinking about finding solution to a design problem, this point. Instead of directly going into the actual problem, okay, you can try to understand the problem by identifying some similar problems in other areas or other fields. Okay, that is one possible way. What prior solutions, though inefficient or unsatisfactory, exist. Okay, so what others did, what type of solutions they thought about for the same problem. Okay, if you recall the evolution of bicycle, okay, the step by step developments that took place. Okay, you can understand. Okay, so based on the previous solutions, they go on updating the design of the bicycle, and now we are able to find workable designs of bicycle. Okay, so similarly for any problem you can think what are the existing solutions. They may be inefficient, but you have to look what are the existing solutions. Next, deny that the problem exists. Can we go away with the problem? Okay, so you can think about this also. If you can deny that the problem exists, then no need to find solution to a problem. Okay, so this most of the times politicians will rely on this point. Okay, they don't accept there is a problem. Okay, if they accept, then they have to find solution to that problem. Okay, similarly, even design engineer can think in the same way. If he cannot come up with solution, okay, instead he simply can think that there is no problem. Okay, if I don't find solution to this problem, okay, so then there is no problem. Okay, so if you can think in that way, so you can rely on this point, but practically you are going to work in companies, in industry, where management is going to give you a design problem and you have to work on that. At that time you cannot go further. If you say, okay, the problem doesn't exist, then you may lose your job. Okay, so then can we solve a similar problem? If it is not possible to solve the actual design problem, you can think about solving a similar problem. While solving a similar problem, you may get some hints to solve the actual problem. Next, defy a natural law, then you can think about whether I can solve it. Okay, for example, if gravitational force is a problem to design a rocket, then you can assume that there is no gravitational force, and you can think whether I can solve it now. So like that, you can you can deny that some natural laws exist. Then you can think about solution. Okay. Later on, that may not be a feasible solution. It is only about finding solutions. Okay. Next, try fantasy. Step into the system. Okay, usually if you consider a problem as someone else, okay, if the problem is related to someone else, what we think is we don't consider that problem seriously. If we consider problem as our own, then we think seriously about the problem and we try all possible ways to get a solution. Okay, that is the step into the system. Consider the problem as your own. Okay, then you can come up with solutions. Next, break up the problem into essential functional requirements. Okay, in engineering system design, this is very useful. If it is possible for you to break the problem into essential functional requirements, then you can get better solutions. Okay, you can rely on the last point. Okay, it is very useful. If it is possible, break the problem into components, okay, or into pieces. Then try to get solutions for those fragments. Okay, then try to combine them. Usually, you have seen most of the engineering products includes or assembly of most of the engineering products are assembly of n number of components. So similarly, if you are able to break the problem into number of components, then finding solutions to those components, then assembling them in a proper way, you may end solution to a different problem. By using some design methods. Okay. Next, some design methods. Okay, so now we discussed about what are the challenges to find solution to a problem. Next is about what are the ways in which we can summarize the solutions we are going to get in the creative process of generating ideas. Okay, how we can summarize them, how we can pick a suitable solution out of available options. Okay, all those things we discuss in this topic, some design methods. Okay, the design methods attempt to externalize the complex private thinking of designers with the hope that this leads to a systematic exploration of the relationships between various elements. The externalization is carried out to different extents in different methods. There are two methods, black box and glass box. Okay, black box is a very famous device. Okay, where you find black box, in which product or in which system? Black box ಕೇಳಿದಿರಲ್ವಾ, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತದು?
Aeroplane.
In aeroplane. Okay. Whenever there is a plane crash, immediately in news or newspapers, you can find they are searching, authorities are searching to get black box. Okay. What is the importance of black box in a plane? Why immediately after a plane crash, authorities try to get that black box? What is its use? Okay, so black box, they can get the discussion in the cockpit. Okay, before crash. Okay, what pilots discussed in the cockpit. Okay, what were the discussions done? What decisions they took? Okay, so all those details they can get with the help of the black box. But this method is not related to plane or plane crash. Okay, so here we are considering we are using two terms, black box and glass box by considering the process of externalization. That means when some problem is thrown at you, you will start thinking about the problem, you will try to get solutions to the problem. Okay, so it is about externalizing the thinking process of a designer. Okay, how you will conceive the inputs, how you try to find solutions to the problem based on the inputs given. Okay, so based on that, we have black box method and glass box. It is related to transparency. Okay, how to what extent you are able to externalize. That means you are able to get a clear idea about what is happening inside the human brain. Okay, which results in getting solutions to a problem. Okay, it is related to externalization. That means it is related to visualizing the transformation that is taking place in the human brain to convert inputs into outputs. That means to convert problem into solution. Are we able to visualize how designer is thinking about a problem, how he is able to get solutions to a problem. Okay, based on that we have a black box and glass box. Okay, when it comes to transparency, okay, glass means transparent or opaque. Okay, glass means transparent. Okay, black means opaque. Okay, we use black money. That means again that is opaque. Okay, if some are able to accumulate money, okay, without bringing that to the notice of income tax department. Okay, so that is the black money. If some are not paying tax for their income, that is the black money. That means it is related to non-transparency. Okay, it is opaque. Black means we are considering black here as opaque and glass as transparent. Okay, black box method means here you are giving inputs to the designer and he is coming up with the solutions, but you don't know, okay, how designer is thinking, in which manner or in what is happening in his brain, that you are not able to visualize in case of black box method. You will give inputs, designer will come up with the solution. You don't know what happened between input and output. Okay, you don't know anything about the transformation process that is going to happen in the brain of a designer. Okay, that is the black box method. Next, glass box method, you try to visualize. That means you try to externalize, means you try to visualize how designer is considering the, okay, how design will, okay, what are the logics he is making use of to get a particular set of solution. Okay, that is the glass box method. So here you try to visualize the thinking process of a human being or a designer. That is the glass box method. You know, now most of there are algorithms based on that. Even Facebook, Google, YouTube, Gmail, here, everything. Okay, so all these companies are able to visualize how you are going to think. Okay, what are your interests? Okay, so what type of content you like to consume? Okay, what type of news you want to read? Okay, all these things these companies are able to identify. Okay, so again by following this glass box method, okay, they are able to achieve this based on your, as we discussed earlier also, based on your what you like in a social media platform on Facebook. Okay, to which post you click likes. Okay, based on that also there might be an algorithm, okay, which will identify these are your interests. Next, you can find more number of posts related to your interest. Okay. Similarly, okay, what are the advantages if company or management of a company is able to visualize how a designer is thinking to solve some design problems. What is the benefit for the management of a company? Okay, I think you heard about expert system. Okay, what do you mean by expert system? You heard about artificial intelligence, machine vision, then expert system. Okay, what do you mean by this expert system? Expert system. Okay, first consider whom do you call an expert? Expert anta yaran karitira?
Who knows everything about a particular subject?
Okay, one who is having better knowledge or better understanding, okay, of a particular domain, we consider them as expert. Okay, expert system means it is like automation. It is like having a
ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್
ಗುರುದೇವ್ ಹೇಳಿ.
ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ಸ್ ಸರ್, ಅದು ಆರ್ಟಿಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆನ್ಸ್ ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ.
ಓಕೆ, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ಇಟ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತನೂ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಆಲ್ಗಾರಿಥಮ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಆರ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್. Decisions. Our decisions will be made automatically based on the computer system. That means there is algorithm in the computer system. Okay, based on that, decisions will be made. Expert system also work on that. So why it is called as expert system is it is going to do the tasks of expert. Okay, suppose you are a design engineer. Okay, you worked in a company for 5 years. After 5 years, company may come up with an algorithm, okay, or an expert system, nothing but algorithm, okay, which may replace you. Okay, ನೀವು 5 ವರ್ಷ ಒಂದು ಕಂಪ್ನಿಲಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಾ, 5 ವರ್ಷ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನೀನು ನಾಳೆಯಿಂದ ಕೆಲಸಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೋದು ಬೇಡ, ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಇದೆ, ಅದು ನೀನು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ ಇಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಟೆಲ್. Okay, that means you are going to lose job. At the same time, expert system is going to do your job. How this can take place? How it is possible? We think automation means okay, only converting a manual work into an automated one. Only machines, tasks done by machine can be automated. Okay, only physical tasks can be automated. That was the very early stage of automation. Now we are in a level where even most of the decision making tasks involving human brain or involving human beings also can be replaced by these algorithms, these expert systems. Okay, now if you work in a company as designer for 5 years, after 5 years, how it is possible for a company to come up with an expert system which is going to replace a design engineer? How is it possible? Or is it a fantasy, or does it can happen? Can an expert system replace design engineer? That means mechanical engineer. It can happen. Okay, how it is going to happen? Definitely it is happening in software companies. It is going to happen in most of the domains. Okay, already it is happening. In coming days it will happen. Can be generated. Okay, so it will happen. That's why this glass box method is all about visualizing how design engineer will think about a problem, how he is going to generate solutions. Okay, what are the logics is going to make use of. Okay, how human brain is going to process the inputs into outputs. All this will be externalized. That means all these things will be recorded by the company, by the database of the company, or it will be recorded in the files. Okay, so if this set of inputs is given to a design engineer, he will apply these concepts and he will come up with these solutions. All your solutions, okay, all your possible solutions will be documented. and that will be stored in a system. Like this, in 5 years, okay, whatever solutions you gave to the problems, everything will be stored in a system. Then that data means that intellectual data obtained from you during your tenure of 5 years, that will be stored in a system. Then they will make use of the data. So ಈ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಈ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅವ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದ. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಇಫ್ ದಿ ಸೇಮ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆರ್ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅರೈಸಸ್, then that system, that expert system, based on the input, it will generate the solutions given by the design engineer. Okay, so that will happen. That is the expert system. Like this, experts can be replaced. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರು ಏನೇನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಯಾವ ಥರ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಏನೇನು ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದನ್ನು ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಚರ್ಡ್ and that will be stored in a database. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದೇ ಥರದ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅವನು ಯೂಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದೇ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕು? ಸೊ ದೆನ್ ವಾಟ್ ಕಂಪ್ನಿ ವಿಲ್ ಡೂ, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ರಿಮೂವ್ ದಿ ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಎಂಜಿನಿಯರ್, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಡೇಟಾಬೇಸ್ ಅವೈಲಬಲ್, and it can okay get the job done. So similarly now, okay, so most of the things are about data. Okay, so capturing data, then making use of that data in an effective manner. Okay, that means you have to segregate the data, you have to identify the target audience. Okay, even if Facebook or Google is able to know that you are an engineering student, then okay, it is a very useful information. Then it can put advertisements in, okay, then okay, so institutions, okay, where they will train you to get passed in GATE exam. So those kind of advertisements will be visible for you, and you are the target audience. And without taking your feedback or without interviewing you, Facebook is able to know that you are an engineering student and you want to take GATE exam. Based on that, they are able to identify the target audience. Okay, so most of the companies are following this glass box method. Okay, so first, black box. This method only attempts to regulate and structure the inputs to the human brain. Inputs will be given. Okay, so this is the problem. Problem statement will be conveyed, specifications, okay, constraints, those are the inputs. The process of generation of ideas based on these inputs remain a mystery. That means it is not possible for the company to know, okay, how designer was able to come up with the solutions. Okay, that remain mystery. In case of glass box method try to visualize the creative process of transformation as transparently as possible. Okay, so it will capture the solutions given by the designer. Okay, and the process, there are methods like brainstorming. Okay, immediately you will think about a problem and immediately you will give the solution in front of a team. This method attempts to see a sequential and logical program in the task of transformation by human brain. If the sequential and logical program can be captured, then an algorithm can be written based on this information. Okay, then next time same inputs you can give to the expert system, that will execute an algorithm. Then again you can get the same solutions with the help of a system, instead of using a design engineer, or instead of having an expert in the design domain, you can get the same solutions with the help of the expert system. Morphological analysis. Okay, it is about the last point in the checklist, that is breaking a problem into number of components. So that will be done in case of morphological analysis. This morphological analysis is also one of the design method. Okay, so generally in broadly, we classify design methods as black box method and glass box method. Okay. Other than this broad classification, also there are many design methods. Okay. Morphological analysis is one such method. This method is a systematic and structured approach to problem definition and solution listing. Okay, that means this morphological analysis is to and listing the solutions, possible solutions in a proper way. Okay, so that is possible with the help of this morphological analysis method. Understanding the problem and listing the solutions to the problem. The use of this method results in an increased area for searching the design concepts. Okay, that you will realize after looking at some of the examples where morphological analysis was carried out. Morphological analysis works best when the problem can be readily decomposed into components or parameters, with each component representing meaningful and identifiable part of the major problem. Okay, that means you can make use of, or you can choose morphological analysis when it is possible for you to divide a problem into number of components. It may be based on functional requirements, it may be based on some of the specifications, or it may be also based on the constraints. Okay. If it is possible for you to divide a problem into number of components, and each component may have few solutions, in that case you can go for morphological analysis. There's a procedure to carry out this morphological analysis. First step is recognize the parameters essential to the design. Okay, you should know the parameters. What are all the inputs or what are all the requirements for the design system? Next, determine the number of possible ways for achieving each of the parameters. Okay, so if you are able to divide a problem into 4 components, then what are the solutions? What are the possible ways in which you can solve the first part of the problem, second part of the problem, third part, fourth part? Okay, that is about the determine the number of possible ways. Next, set up a morphological table. That means you are listing possible solutions against various components of the problem or parameters of the problem. Study all combinations of sub-solutions for feasibility and select the best on the basis of some valid criterion. Okay, so consider the example of kerosene stove. Okay, this is a Primus type stove. Okay, so in general we call it as pump stove. Okay, this we call it as cotton wick stove or batti stove. Okay, so in common use we call it as pump stove, this as batti stove. Okay, now if you want to divide, this is the design problem. Kerosene stove is the design problem. If you want to, is it possible to divide the stove into number of functional requirements or number of components? Okay, what are the, suppose if you consider this Primus type kerosene stove. Okay, what are the components you can find? What is this? This is the reservoir. Okay, so used to store kerosene. Then this is the burner. Okay, and this is used to vary the pressure, that is for pumping. Okay, so to increase the pressure you are, and again similarly here also there is a reservoir, that is tank, kerosene tank. Then this is the, okay, like burner like system. These are the cotton wicks. Okay, if you consider this example, Okay, if you consider the example of kerosene stove, it is divided into 4 components. That is design parameters, 4 components: reservoir, fuel supply, control, then burner. And again, this is, you can consider this as a one component, second, third, fourth. Again, for reservoir, either it can be integral part of the unit or it can be detachable, that is replaceable part of. Fuel supply, it may be based on gravity feed or it may be based on air pressure, that is pumping, capillary rise in fibrous material, then suction through jets as in the carburetor, then control, no control, adjusting air pressure, controlling flow resistance by a valve, adjusting length of wick, burner, cracking kerosene on the hot surface, consumable cotton wick with wire gas for blue flame, non-consumable asbestos wick. Okay, so here what you can identify is the design problem called kerosene stove is divided into 4 parts, that is 4 components or 4 functional requirements: reservoir to store kerosene. This system is to supply kerosene. This is to control the amount of kerosene need to be supplied. Then burner. Okay. So now so we can identify. Okay, so how many possible solutions are available in this table? Okay, these two are nothing but this pump stove or primer stove, this cotton wick stove. These are also combination. Okay, 2 combinations from the table. Okay, like that, how many combinations you can get? How many solutions are represented in this morphological table? Can you think about the number of solutions in the table? It is a problem to stove. Okay, how many solutions are represented by this table? ಎಷ್ಟಿರ್ಬೋದು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ? 16. Okay, any other number? Nandan?
Yes, sir.
How many solutions are represented in the table? ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು? 15. Okay, so the number of solutions represented in the table is 96. Okay, instead of using this table, if you go on describing the possible solutions, okay, in terms of points, imagine, okay, how many sheets, okay, or how many words required to convey that there are 96 solutions to the design problem and first solution is this, second, third, like that. At least it will require 96 paragraphs. Okay, so the importance of this morphological table is it is possible to represent 96 paragraphs, okay, in a simple table. This represents 96 solutions. Okay, how? So we can consider this 2 into 4 into 4 into 3, 2 into 4, 8. Okay, 8 into 3, 32. Sorry, 8 into 4, 32. Then 32 into 3, 96. Okay, like that, 96 possible solutions are represented in the table. Okay, the table represents 96 possible design concepts. Okay, that is the usefulness of morphological table in a simple manner, you can represent n number of solutions. Okay, next, identify the combination that results in this pump stove or Primus type stove. Okay, consider this one. Okay, so the Primus type or pump stove. Okay, what type of reservoir is used in that pump stove? Whether the if you consider the Primus stove, can you detach the kerosene reservoir?
No, sir.
No, you cannot remove that. That means reservoir is integral part A1. Okay. Next, fuel supply. Fuel supply is
Air pressure.
air pressure. That means B2. Next, control.
Adjusting air pressure.
Adjusting air pressure. Next, burn. So cracking kerosene on the hot surface. Okay. So the pump stove is the solution obtained from the combination of A1, that is reservoir is integral part of the unit, fuel supply is by pumping, then fuel control is by adjusting air pressure, then burner cracking kerosene on the hot surface. A1, B2, then C2, D1. Okay, this is the combination which represents this solution, that is the pump stove. Next, consider the cotton wick stove. This one. Okay. Again, reservoir. In this case, also it is integral part of the unit. Fuel supply.
Capillary rise.
Capillary rise. Since cotton wick is used, capillary rise in fibrous material. Okay. Control.
Oh, no control. Adjusting the length.
Okay, adjusting length of wick. Okay. Adjusting length of wick. Okay. Next, burner, consumable cotton wick. Okay, so this is the burner. Okay. So again, for this A1, then B3, then C4, then D2. That represents cotton wick stove. Okay, like that. There are 96 possible solutions, but they are not feasible. Okay, for the namesake, they are solutions. Okay, there are 96 combinations, but not all are workable solutions. Okay, so these two are again represented in the same table. Similarly, there are 94 non-workable solutions represented in the table. Okay, this is the usefulness of morphological table. Okay, so in next class we'll discuss few more examples. This is the cotton wick stove. The combination is A1, B3, C4, D2. So standard Primus type stove, that is nothing but pump stove. A1, B2, C2, D1. Okay. So I will continue in next class. If you have